Welcome to Change Ideas, and today we are going to study class 6 science CBSC 16th chapter water. Okay, but before starting, I would like to tell you that in this chapter we will be reading natural sources, resources, types of natural sources, and the importance of the water, uses of the water, water data, and many more things. Okay, so let us start without wasting a moment. Let's start. Natural resources. The earth is the only planet in the solar system to support life as we know it. So, as we know that the sun is the only planet, the Earth is the only planet which support life, right? And it is situated at an ideal distance. This means it is at the medium distance, so that's why it is not so cold, not so hot planet. The Earth also contains many natural resources. Now, these earth contains natural resources that we use to survive. Anything that is found in nature and can be used by us is called a natural resources. This means that anything that is found in nature, that is present in nature and it was found, is called a natural sources. This means, for example, you can take sunlight. You can take sunlight, water. Okay, now sunlight and water is a natural sources, as these all are found in nature, right? And we are using it. So it will be now called natural resources. Okay, and yes, it is a very important to learn these all examples of natural resources. Okay, because these examples are very and very important, as teacher can give you these examples in true false, fill in the blanks, MCQ. Okay, like these it can give. Now these natural sources are used by humans as food, fuel, and as a raw material to produce other goods. Now these natural sources can be used is are using by human only. They are using now. It can be used like a food, like a fuel, or raw materials to produce the goods. So I hope this much is clear till now. If any problem you face, so you can write in the comment section. We will try to help you out. Now types of natural resources. Now we will study about types of natural sources. Now the natural sources include land, water, air, and sunlight, materials like coal, metals, and non-metals, biological resources like plants, trees, fruits, animal, and fish. Now these natural sources include land. We are living on that. Water, we need it for our for living, and sun air is also important. Sunlight is also important for vitamin D, and it also contains minerals like coal, metals, and non-metals. Okay, now it also contains biological resources. Now biological resources means plants, trees, fruits, animal, and fish. Now for example, as you can see in this image, figure number 16.1, you can see there are trees, example of biological, right? Animals, again example of biological. And here you can see water. Okay, sunlight, you can also see land, you can see here it is. Okay, like this, as you can see. Now these are this is a figure of natural sources of land, water, air, sunlight, plants and animals. Okay, now renewable and non-renewable resources. But before coming to this topic, let me again tell you the main points in this, because these, from this natural sources you will be able to understand the renewable and non-renewable topics. Okay, they are all like without learning this you won't be able to learn this, right? So see, here's my rough sheet, let me explain you. So see, here you can see natural resources. Now here you can see natural sources examples: sunlight, water, and land, air, and many more, right? Now what is natural resource? Now we have learned this example, but now what is a natural resource? Now what is this word? What does it mean? Now this means anything that is found in nature. I'm continuing from here, is called anything from nature, anything that is found in nature is called natural resources. Now I hope this much is clear to you all. Okay, so now let's begin. And in types of natural resources, there is only one thing that, hey, they have just given the examples only. And in types of natural sources, here they have also given renewable and non-renewable resources. And yeah, before starting this para renewable and non-renewable resources, there is a very important announcement that I will be dividing this video into two parts. Okay, so in part one, let us cover till I hope that we will just complete uh, till surface of surface water. I hope that we will be able to complete it, and in part 2 we will be complete rest of the things. So let's start. Now renewable and non-renewable resources. Okay, now what does resources mean? See, this resources word is anything. I'm telling the definition right now. Is anything that we are using for our own benefit. Okay, I am completing it from here. Benefits. Now, resources is anything that we are using for our own benefit. Okay, if you want to write this definition can come in your exams like short answer type questions. Fill in the blanks. It can say that resources is anything that we are using for dash own benefits. So in this the children confused, they will write without they will not write our they will write for somebody. Okay, so these types of questions can come. Better pause the video right now and write these all definitions. These will help you. And also don't forget to like the video. So now natural sources can be classified as either renewable or non-renewable. Now, as I said that these two can be classified into renewable or non-renewable. Okay. Now, the renewable resources are those that will either never run out or will be renewed through relatively rapid natural cycles. Have you understood? If you know, then I'm telling you the short definition for it. So, renewable, okay, renewable. Now, the natural resources that cannot be used up. Okay, now renewable definition means natural resources that cannot be used up. Now, this means that the natural sources that can't be used. This means, for example, as you can see, a renewable example is a sunlight. Now, the sunlight. Now, have used it and it is now over? No, it is still there. Sun is still there and its lights are passing. So, we can use this sunlight as much as we want, but this will never and never. This will never and never used up. So now renewable means anything that we are using for and natural resources that cannot be used up. Okay, now as you can see, this is a natural resource, right? From sun is a natural source, so this will be also a natural source, right? And we can use it that much that we want. We can use it so many times, so much, but it will never and never end. It will not be used up. Okay, and it will never end. So it will never and never used up. It cannot be used up. Getting it? Ah. Now for example, you can for example is sunlight. Okay, so sunlight we can use as much as we want, but it will never and never end. We cannot use it up. It isn't used up, right? Now I hope you got it. If you are not able to getting it, you can write into the comment section. I will make a new video on the doubts. There I will explain. So if you are facing any problem, you can write. Now, non-renewable resources. See, this is just opposite of renewable. In this renewable resources, what was happening uh, that natural sources that cannot be used up, and in non-renewable it can be used up. So it is just opposite. Okay, you do not have to so anxious about this. Okay, now non-renewable are natural sources that can be used up. Let me write it here also so you can write it. Oh, sorry. Non-renewable definition I am writing: natural resources that can be used up. Okay, some natural sources that cannot be used up. For example, you can see resources like coal, uh, oil, and or natural gas. Now, see the oil. If you if you suppose you take uh, 1 liter oil, 1 liter box of oil. Okay, if you take 1 liter oil, then you come home, you and after sometimes it gets over, then you will again buy a 1 liter. So it is used up, right? It is used up. So this is called non-renewable, and those who cannot be used is known as renewable. Now let's again read the definition. Non-renewable resources are those that can be exhausted by use. For examples, exhausted means finish. Okay, exhausted. For example, resources like coal, oil, or natural gas takes millions of years to form and hence cannot be renewed quickly. So I hope that you are understanding whatever I am teaching you. Now let's move on to water. Now water, as you know, water is very important. It's in our daily work, water is needed for drinking, for brushing, for watering plants, for doing irrigation, or you can say irrigation, or for brushing, or for washing clothes, vehicle utensils, and cleaning the floor, cleaning the house, cleaning the vehicle, for bathing, right? So what is needed for our every moment of life? Okay, so now water is an important natural resource. About 3/4 of the earth's surface is covered by water. Now if you divide the earth, now for example I am making this earth. Okay, wait. Okay, so I have made this earth. Now I am naming it E for earth. Okay, now if I divide this into four parts, like this. Okay, now the three parts, meaning this and this, is of water. Okay, and this fourth one is of land. Now let me make you more clear by this, that uh, wait, let me change my so it can be more clear. Now, one part of earth is of land. Now others three part are of water. Now you will say that yes, now there are so much water, so why should we conserve it? No, you are wrong, because this this there are three parts, right, of water. And in water, more than uh, 97.4% of water is salty. Why? It is in, you can say, ocean, it is seas, it is, and the seas and oceans water is salty. Okay, it will come here in this para only, in this water para only. You will be more and more clear about this. Now see, water we have divided, right? I've just explained you. Now see, now it is of three-fourths of the earth's surface water is covered. Okay, and water is very important for life to exist on earth. If there will be no water, then we won't be able to live on earth. Because from just I have given you an example that the the water is used for brushing, for bathing, for cleaning the vehicle, or for washing the utensils, right? It is thought that billions of years ago, life originated in oceans. The quantity of water available on earth is huge. That only I was saying now, that on earth you will think that there is a so much amount of water is available on earth, but why we should save the water then? Because you have seen in the newspaper articles, or you have seen when you are going in a road, you will see there a slogan type, there will be written save water save life, right? Because this is because they are saying, because 97.4% is of salty water, and then 3% remains, right? And then you will say that 3% is enough. It is in a correct amount, it is in medium amount, then why should we? But it is less than 3 water is fresh water. I hope by watching this video you will get to know the importance of water. Okay, now let's read. Most of the water, this you have to, it is very important. This whole till this much, this is the water data, and this it's very and very important. Okay, this teacher can give you an MCQ in fill in the blanks, in short answer type questions. It is very and very important. Okay, I'm just thinking, just learn it, just go through this. Now most of the water, around 97.4% on earth, is found in the oceans. And now you'll say, now it is in ocean. Okay, then we can take from that ocean, right? But you can't, because on oceans the water is salty, and on oceans and seas the water is salty. And if you will say that, then we can do evaporation, right? But when you will do the evaporation, when you will boil the water, what will happen that the salt will remain in that container, but the water will go and evaporate, right? For this, then you can say that we can do condensation, but you will but here you won't be able to do na, the ocean is so big. So in every country, in so many countries, they are deciding to make the big machines for taking the water from the ocean and to purify it, and then we can drink it. But the ocean water is it is so salty that we won't be able to drink it. Okay, now let me explain you rest of this. And less than 3% is fresh water, but not all of it can be used by us. Around 1.8 of percent of total water on earth is frozen in ice caps and glaciers. Now if the global warming increase, then these ice caps and glaciers will melt. Okay, and another zero wait, let me clear just and another 0.78% is found under the ground. Okay, and the remaining water, around 0.02 of total water, is found in ponds, lakes, rivers, and other freshwater bodies. Now let me explain you. See, water. Okay, then 97.4% water is in oceans, seas. Then less than fresh water. Okay, now you got it that 97.4% is in oceans and seas, which is salty, and 3 less than 3% is fresh water. But the 1.8% is in ice caps and glaciers. And then 0.78% of water, 78% of water is in ground. And the remaining part, that is 0.02 percent, is in lakes, rivers, ponds, and many more freshwater bodies. Okay, so that's why only a very small amount of water is available for our use. It is therefore important that we use water carefully. On Holi, you see that there is a lot of wastage of water. Okay, so better use enjoy Holi, but better use uh, less water for this. Okay, now let's move sources of water. The various sources of water on earth are as follows. Now we will be reading this in details, like oceans and seas, rain, surface water, like this. Okay, and it looks like this when a water frozen in ice caps. These then it becomes very high mountains, and as you can see, there are a lot of water salty in the oceans. So let's start from ocean and seas. Okay, so we know that most of the water on earth is found in seas and oceans, right? How much amount of water? 97.4%. Now this water cannot be used due to uh, its salty nature. Yes. So you know that this big much amount of water cannot be used. Why? For its salty nature. Because 97.4% of water is salty. Now, however, oceans and are the ultimate source of all water on earth. But these ocean now when the machines but for conserving this water, the salty water, the countries are making big machines for so it can be so the water can be purified and then we can use it. Now polar ice caps. You know what is poles? I hope that you know it. Okay. The water at the poles. Now let me tell you what is a pole. Pole is like North Pole, South Pole, right? Now the water at the poles frozen is frozen into glaciers and ice caps. Why? Now you'll say why it is so frozen at poles, because it is in geography. Like here is sun, right? Uh, See, here is sun. Okay, for this I'm writing S, and here is earth. For this I am writing E. Okay, now here is North Pole, here is South Pole. Okay, then you will say, okay, now the rays are reaching this and this, so why it is so? But the rays do not reach it like this, it reaches here, like this. It reaches vertically. Okay, it doesn't reach some it so. And you know that the poles are very cold. Like in South Pole there is one pole, in South Pole there is Antarctica. There you will see so much of cold. That's why it is. Okay, and it's frozen into glacier and ice caps. And now these are frozen into glacier and in ice caps. The water present on high mountains is also frozen. Now you will see the mountains like these. They are made from water they are made from. But this water is pure, but it is not available for us to use. Why? Because in Antarctica you will see there's so much of cold, anyone cannot go there, right? But there you can see the penguins and some like polar bear are there because they are adapt to that place, right? Now rainwater. Now I hope this much is clear. right? Moving on. Okay, now rainwater. Rainwater is a major source of water. Now because of rain, the plants are growing, they are reproducing, right? Now it is only the major source of water, especially in India. In India, the large areas of land depend on rainwater, right? You can see that in villages when there is no rain, the farmers are very anxious that there will be no rain. Then how the irrigation will then how irrigation will take place, right? And now rainwater flows into rivers and finds its way back to the oceans. Now from the rivers they are going back to oceans. Rainwater also gets stored in some lakes. Now when the rain will come, they will just the you will see in a lake what is happening in a lake or river. The water is coming from the let me show you. Let me make a diagram, then you will be okay. Now see, this is a cloud and this is raining going on, and this is a lake. And when the water will come, okay, now when the water will come, what will happen? It will increase, but after some times it will just be lower and lower. Then again the rain will happen. Again this will happen, okay. And this when this lower, the water goes into the oceans. So mainly the ocean is so the water is also getting salty there. Now groundwater. Groundwater is the water. Groundwater is the water that seeps through the soil and collects above the non-porous. Non-porous means bad rocks, which cannot absorb water. Non-porous rocks deep under the ground. Now, when the groundwater will flow, for example, uh, groundwater is this here are and the water is going. Now it will collect the mud, the dust, and some rocks, right? And non-porous rocks deep under the ground. This water can be brought to the surface by digging wells and bore wells. Now these waters can be done by the help of wells. Wells is like this type from it was earlier in the, but now I hope I know maybe it is now here, uh, maybe now it is also in the village, okay. And what we have to do from this, there is a bucket inside and there is some wire here. You have to pull out there is some thread which helps to pull out the bucket. For example, this boy is taking up the bucket, and in this water is stored of rainwater, and rainwater is pure, right? Now the level of groundwater below the surface of the earth at a given place is known as the water table, okay. Now these all are the definitions. You have to learn this. these can come in your exams, like in MCQ there's very low chance, especially in the fill in the blanks it can come, in the short answer type questions can come, or like groundwater is pumped out by farmers to be used for irrigation. In cities, groundwater is used for domestic and industrial purposes. This results in the level of water table decreasing. Now, when this happens, the water table decreases and it is pumped out by the farmers for the irrigation. Okay. Now, let me tell you more about non-porous rocks. Non-porous, right? Let me write it here. Now these non-porous rocks means in which they do not absorb the water. Okay, and for example, if in sometimes what happen that there is a lot of rain, then on the roads you will find the pani collects, right? Now let me make a road so you can understand. These are all water. These are water and these are roads. This black is road and this blue color is water. Now you will see that on road like these types of situations are there, that sometimes that the water collects here, right? And why? Because it is because the road is made up of non-porous rocks. Non-porous rocks is the bad rock, as it do not absorb the water, and that's why the water collects on road. Now surface water. Rainwater that is found on the surface of earth is called surface water. Now it is very simple. I hope you are understanding this. Even this line, because this is very and very easy. Every can understand. But if you are not understanding, do not need to be so anxious. You just have to writing comments that what you are not able to understand. In next video I will make a video in which I will explain your queries. Now it collects in rivers, lakes, ponds and canals. Now these water collects in river, lake, pond or canals. Now rivers are an important source of water in our country. River is very important in our country. Our country is India, right? So in India, rivers are an important source. However, many rivers get flooded during the monsoons and have lower levels of water for the rest of the year. But some get flooded during the because of the monsoon, because in monsoon the rain is so much, and have lower levels of water for the rest of the year. To solve this problem, dams or reservoirs are constructed at suitable locations on rivers. Now for to solving this problem, these are dams. Now which I was saying now in the before sometimes 5-10 minutes, that when the rain is there in the lake, the rain water will increase in the lake, then it will be lower because it will go to oceans. But now to solve these problems, government are making dams. Okay, as you can see, these dams are very useful to us as it stores the water. Okay, now importance of water. Why the water is needed? The water is needed for all living things on earth depend on water because the plants need water to make food through photosynthesis. Okay, so the plants how it will be do the how plants will do photosynthesis. They will need water for doing the process of photosynthesis. Now seeds cannot germinate without water, that if for example if you will grow a seed you will grow of, you can say, radish or carrot or anything else. Now it will not germinate if you will not water it. Because of watering, the seed will germinate. Now I hope that you are getting the importance of water. Why water is needed at every time. Now animals as well as plants need water to survive and grow. Both animals and plants need water to grow, to survive. Humans also need for surviving. Now water is used to transport nutrients and other materials within the animal or plant. Now because of this water only, they can transport the nutrient within the animal or plant. Okay, within means in the animal. Alright. All animals and plants contain large amounts of water. Now each and every animal and or you can say plant will contain large amount of water. Large amount means so much big amount of water. Now the blood in our body is almost made up of water. Now our body, you can see that our body in the blood is there, and it is and you can blood is there and it is made up of water. Okay, and in this there is a bile, you can also see there is a this sentence, the blood in our body is mostly made up of water. This is in bio also, this will help in biology also. Okay, and the water also protects our organs and tissues. It helps to keep our muscles or joints moving smoothly. Okay, now I hope this much is clear till this point. Now let us do last point also, last but not the least. Water also helps animals and plants keep cool. It regulates and the temperature of the plant or animal body. Now water also helps to keep animal and plant cool. Okay, it regulates the temperature of the plant or animal body. I hope this much is clear to you. Okay, now let us complete this last topic also, this uses of water one. Then rest of the things we will complete in part 2. And yes, there is a very important announcement that the part 2 video I will also be sharing in the suggestion box. And in the suggestion box, in the beginning of the video or at the end of the video. And uh, you also have to do like you also have to do like the video and share the video and subscribe our channel also for more latest video. And also if you are facing any problem, you can ask the question in comment section. Okay, now uses of water. We need water for drinking, washing, cooking, bathing, and other such things. Water is also needed to irrigate fields, fields and for use in different factories. Now, as you know, water is needed for brushing, water is needed for brushing, bathing, cooking, and cooking of anything and vegetables. Sorry, and cooking, and also the washing of utensils and the washing of vehicle, cleaning the vehicle or cleaning the floor. Now for this the water is needed and also for drinking. Okay, now our this half chapter is completely over in this 1 hour video. Till the uses of water we have covered, and in next video we will be covering a whole chapter, or we will try to complete whole chapter. Otherwise we will make one more video of I will name it like everything like that, but in last I will name it part 3 or part 2. This will be the part 1. Also watch that video for understanding this chapter. Okay, so if you enjoyed this video, so please like, share and subscribe our channel. Thank you.